The Triple Bottom Line of a Bottle of Soda by Amy Martinez, Bianca Rodriguez, Tatiana Sorrell, Kiamber Thompson, Ashley Trevino, and Serena Trevino. The challenge was to come up with an innovative way to provide more complete and accurate information to consumers on products they purchase. The product that we chose was a bottle of soda, specifically Coca-Cola. The geographic focus that we chose was India and the United States. Our solution is labeling the water footprint of the product.
The United States is one of the world's largest producers that not only has a high-end and large industrialized sugar cane, but also sugar beet industries. Sugar cane is one of the most essential raw materials that comes out of the United States, an ingredient used in the high fructose corn syrup that is used to produce the famous Coca-Cola beverage. From the sugarcane farms, the product is then taken to the Coca-Cola Bottling Co. Consolidated, or also known as CCBCC, which is in the nation's largest independent Coca-Cola bottler headquarters in Charlotte, North Carolina. The CCBCC produces, markets, and distributes the beverage with 47 distribution centers throughout the United States. The distribution of the product goes to stores, restaurants, offices, and colleges that then reaches the consumers. India, one of the largest consumer countries of the Coca-Cola Company, used outside of the United States as the main component of the Coca-Cola product is the syrup concentrate made up of mainly sucrose, or also known as table sugar. India is the second largest producer of sugar, producing 28,300 metric tons of sugar, becoming one of the major exporting countries for this product. Once the main ingredient is brought in, it is taken to the Coca-Cola India PVT LDT that manufactures and sells the drink concentrate to the bottlers. India Coca-Cola has a total of 24 manufacturers within the largest manufacturer in Uttar Pradesh, India. Once the concentrate is made, it is taken to the Hindusian Coca-Cola Beverage PVT LDT, or also known as HCCBPL, that is linked to the Coca-Cola's bottling investment group, BIG, and holds primary operations of manufacturing the product that distributes and executes the product out to the market. Finally, the products such as Coca-Cola, Diet Coke, Thumbs Up, Limca, Kinley Soda, Maaza, and Bon Aqua are then sold to different retailers, stores, and markets to be sold to the consumers. In the two pictures depicted, it shows the Coca-Cola Company depleting India from water sources. Both countries are connected in that the Coca-Cola companies take the water that is available and use it to produce the bottles that are then used and sold to markets and in the hands of the consumers in the United States and both India.
There are 3 items to consider when discussing the triple bottom line of product: people, planet, and profit. Coca-Cola Company obtains the water it needs for production from countries that are suffering from water scarcity. These drought-ridden regions cannot afford the little water from their own land that is available because of the practices of this massive company. This means that farmers are unable to irrigate their crops, causing a much smaller yield than what is needed for their families and the economy. Farmers have to give up their land due to this unfortunate externality, and the people of these regions are not being supplied with crops or for food or other resources they need for survival. Furthermore, the Coca-Cola Company is polluting the bodies of water, which is causing the depletion of fishery and the destruction of aquaculture. As a result, the people in these areas have even less food and aquatic species are in danger.
Water is the essential ingredient of a soft drink, and it is also used in abundance in their manufacturing process, such as rinsing, cleaning, heating, and cooling. A 20-ounce bottle of soda takes a large amount of water consumption. This massive consumption of water, or lack of conservation of water, further depletes the resource, which is especially harmful to those countries that already have a shortage of clean water. Here's an example of how the manufacturing of a beverage can impact the environment. After Coca-Cola Company plant was licensed to manufacture their beverages in a village of India, the company illegally pumped an additional 1.5 million liters of water a day from local reserves. Consequently, the water table decreased, leaving farmers without enough water to irrigate their crops and draining the community's drinking water supply.
Water footprint of a product is the volume of fresh water appropriated to produce the product, taking into account the volume of water consumed and polluted in different steps of the supply chain. There are 4 major factors that influence a nation's water footprint. the amount of water and type of water consumption, consumption patterns, climate, and the agricultural practice. Direct and indirect water usage is used for drinking, cooking, washing, and also used to produce other goods. Water footprint is an indicator of water used both directly and indirectly by consumers or manufacturers. Water footprint of an individual, community, or business is defined by the total volume of fresh water to produce said product. Relationship between consumption and water usage is many countries externalize their by importing water goods from somewhere. This sources in regions that export water. This causes countries to struggle with day-to-day tasks that require water. For a country to have a large water footprint is not necessarily bad, because if the product is made in an area that has an abundant amount of water, almost all the water put into food and crop production is not always returned to the water cycle. Extensive usage of water makes it unavailable for other uses. Moreover, water is not always restored to the same compartment. Problems develop for areas that already have little water supply available. Our solution is to create a label that would be featured on a Coca-Cola bottle, but can later be featured on other products besides drinks. This label is going to inform our consumers the water footprint that they leave behind just by consuming a 20-ounce bottle of artificially flavored and dyed drink. The label would acknowledge where the water is obtained, how much water it took to produce this product, and the water conservation practice of the Coca-Cola Company. In essence of water conservation problem, potential solution lies within the knowledge of consumers and the public. The solution is labeling. Consumers will know the information about the product they are purchasing with the labeling of the water footprint of the Coca-Cola bottle. The Coca-Cola is a global company that consumes a huge amount of water in India, and consumers in the United States do not know where this water comes from. Consumers are only able to know what a bottle of soda or any product tells them based on the label that is placed on this. Companies may argue that the label containing the water footprint can harm profit of the company. Doesn't show the company in a negative light. The label would be fact-based and non-biased. The Coca-Cola Company is also making to reduce its water consumption, and that information is placed on the label as well. This is a feasible solution. Will the label take a small amount of resources to change, nor cause a product, but it can actually attract consumers and make product more profitable. This is our prototype of a label containing the water footprint of a Coca-Cola bottle.
Why it matters. Having accurate and complete information about the products that consumers purchase is necessary in order to achieve sustainability. There is only one planet Earth, and humans are not living sustainable lifestyles. This means that the resources will be depleted or destroyed for future generations. One solution towards sustainability is transparency. The proper labeling of consumer products, such as a bottle of soda, leads to a greater amount of transparency, because the more consumers know about the products they purchase, the less information that can be hidden. The uneven global distribution of water is a serious problem because there are approximately 1 billion people without access to clean, potable water. Every human being deserves access to clean water, just as every human being has the right to clean air. Water stress in different areas has led to water wars in areas including South Africa and potential water wars in Brazil and even California. Water wars could become a more common issue, and one angle to attack this issue is by labeling the water footprint of consumer products. In order for this to happen, people, governments, and corporations have to be on board with this type of solution. According to the UN World Water Report of 2006, it is not that there is not enough water for everyone, but water insufficiency is the problem, and it is often due to mismanagement, corruption, lack of appropriate institutions, bureaucratic inertia, and a shortage of both human capacity and physical infrastructure. If corporations take responsibility and label the water footprint of their products, these companies would be held accountable for their management and the consumption of water in their products. Water is a basic human necessity and should be a basic human right. More importantly, water is a resource that must be protected. Water privatization, a solution to water scarcity, is actually more detrimental to water resources than it is helpful. It can even cause water scarcity. When water is privatized, water is no longer a public good. It is controlled by corporations. Privatizations have led to less access to water, extremely high rates, and poor water quality. Rather than encouraging water privatization, corporations and governments should encourage fair trade. Moreover, transparency should be promoted and global sustainability should be the goal. People are connected by the products they purchase. Labeling information about products' water footprint is merely one step closer to justice, water justice, and sustainability. This is our bibliography.